The difference between gods and demons largely depend on where one is standing at the time.
Well, that was a good show intro. Jeez.
That's right.
Was
Aurelian Lorgar from Horus Rising.
I was not expecting that.
That came from Steve Louie. Put it right in the comments, man. Must be doing some reading. Those are awesome books.
Yeah,
which we know.
Man.
We talk about them.
Yeah. I one of the listeners, Lawrence, he hit me up and he was asking. He's like, "Hey, man, I want to read these things, but I want to read them in order." I was like, "Why would you? First off, why would you reach out to me for that question?" But so it sparked some coolness though, because like I googled Horus Heresy in order, and Black Library actually has a whole thing, and it pieces in there like all the little things, like the novellas and stuff like that, and it's like the whole order of what they want you to read it in. And
I steered a buddy of the show wrong. He said he messaged me saying that he had read this book, and it was actually the first book. And I was like, well, just go read Flight of the Eisenstein next. I thought he told me he was reading the third book, but it's been so long since I read them. I had my orders mixed up.
Yeah. Hey, man, hit up Black Library. They did it for you,
Well, speaking of cool library authors, we got to interview James Swallow again for the podcast.
Yeah, man. You guys are so fortunate to be able to speak with him again, especially about like fun stuff too. Like it wasn't just about books. So that was pretty awesome.
He's one of us. It is as far as he cares about the same type of stuff that we care about outside of 40K. So it was really nice to talk to.
Yeah, man. That was so cool. And like next time we talk to him, I'm definitely going to jump in because I got some questions now. Because I was like, wait. I had no idea this dude's got his fingers in all of this other stuff. Like that was cool, man.
Yeah, and I had some questions I forgot to even ask him. I was just so wrapped up in the moment. I cannot wait to get the opportunity again sometime in the future. Justin P coming in and saying that he cannot wait to talk about some Warzone stuff. And I want to say I had a meeting, essentially one of those kind of, focus, let's align our goals here, meeting with some of the other people that are helping out with Warzone Atlanta. It's a joint, kind of, I guess, opportunity, but with some longtime Atlanta people that have been holding down the Atlanta scene as far as tournaments go, and myself, and including the Forge Narrative crew, to make something happen. Well, we've been promising people we're going to have information out there by certain times, and we have not been meeting those goals. And so I thought it was very appropriate to start again kicking some booties, and we are now aligned. I made people sign in blood that we would have missions ready to be talked about when we do our Wednesday recording, ready for publish on Thursday.
Yeah, and like from my perspective, and to kind of shed light to the fans too, like that's just because we care about you guys. You know what I mean? Like we want to make sure that we're doing everything on our end in the due diligence to bring you the best possible thing. If we told you something, we want to be men of our words. So
yeah, and I can't stand it. I cannot stand it.
Yeah.
And to be really fair though, some folks said they wanted to crack at writing submissions. And I'm not going to monopolize that. I mean, I think I'm a proven mission writer, but I wanted them to be able to get the chance to write the stuff like they want.
Yeah.
But when we got the first draft, I'm like, well, these are some things we need to change.
Yeah.
And that takes a little bit of back and forth, because with doing any of this stuff, it's like art. It's like I just told that dude his painting, was lopsided or whatever. I don't know, whatever. I'm making it up. It was, and I don't even want to say like they were good. They were really, really good. There were just some things that I think that we need to make sure that we're delivering at the grand tournament level, and I want to make sure we have grand tournament missions at the event. And so that's what the delay has been. The delay has been nothing more than quality control, and I apologize for that, but we needed it, and we got it, and we're almost there.
Paul actually made me tattoo on my right butt cheek that I will always do what TPM says.
Yeah, if life would be so much simpler if that just happened.
Yeah. I was reluctant at first. No, I wasn't. I did it right away.
But we're good times, man. The space at the hotel is awesome. It's just getting better. There's going to be some demos from Mantic there.
Yeah.
Cool Mini or Not has committed to being a part of this, doing some demos from some of their games, which we were able to suggest. There's going to be that stuff is going to be. There's going to be things to do outside of 40K today. Again, off the back of this meeting, kick people into high gear, getting this kill team, this casual social kill team, all shaped up towards an actual real event someone can register for and be a part of on Friday night.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Like, I got a little bit of a drive ahead of me, so I'm hoping I get there in time for it because I want to see the kill team. Because that, to me, that's one of the most exciting things of 40K. You know, you get a couple dudes, you pimp them out, and then you go out there and you just do some quick war. That's fun, man.
Steve's saying he hopes that there's going to be a contest for most bloodthirsters in an army of Warzone.
I'm gonna have to say the market corner proves it, and we'll do something for it.
We'll come up with something, that's for sure. That sounds like a pretty good contest. I was talking with Reese today. We actually did a joint recording where we both recorded the same segment on two sides of it for release in our respective podcast.
Yeah, that was cool, man. Like when you told me about it, that's pretty interesting.
Neat. Yeah,
I'm gonna listen to both.
Little bit of a kitschy intro where I basically say that I'm taking over signals for the next 20 minutes. And anyway, he's talking about some of the stuff coming up for the LVO. And at the LVO, they've actually got what they're calling a night joust, to where everyone brings a knight and they all battle out to the last knight standing. Yeah,
dude, that event has got a lot of hype behind it too. Like, everybody loves big toys. Yeah. Knights are one of those things that it gets you a big toy and it's still in an affordable price point where it's not like a Warhound or anything like that.
I told him that I was going to unabashedly steal that for Warzone Atlanta. So even if this is not a formal event, there may be a casual event on Friday night where we battle it out with large monsters.
Yeah, dude, it's going to be so awesome. I can't wait. We have to make that happen. Thank you.
Maybe it's just any big. Maybe just bring a big model battle.
Big stuff.
Whatever it is, big model battle. I don't care if it's like the Horror Clicks Cthulhu. Like,
I like to make noise. Here's my big model. Here's my guy. I'm bringing him.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, his sword broke.
We'll figure it out.
It's from Guild Wars 2. Oh, it was like $300 to get the collector's edition to get that.
Oh yeah, well why not?
And I never played the game. I bought it for the toy.
Chris Morgan is he may make it here. The schedule on Monday nights is tight. He unfortunately has some outside of gaming I think basically he's in class. He's trying to get his degree on.
Yeah, he decided to take college back in and make some moves, man. So
it's going to make his Mondays difficult, but he's here in spirit. There's some people I'd like to court to try to get involved on this Monday show, and we'll see how that goes. But if he can get in, hopefully he can. He will. Yeah. Bill saying he's painting some Age of Sigmar minis.
Which ones? I need to know. Yeah. Which ones? You got to tell me. You got to tell me.
Yeah, Bill saying just call it a Royal Rumble, allow Knights and Monstrous Creatures. Yeah, it's going to be cool, man. I think it's going to be good.
Speaking of monstrous creatures and gargantuan creatures, can we talk for a moment about this freaking what did you call it? Super tuna?
oh yeah, the super tuna.
Man, tell me that is not the most ridiculously point efficient in the game.
Let's actually chat about it for a second. The super tuna, you heard it here first, is
that's us.
600 points, and it's got 10 wounds. I can bring up stats here in a minute, but it lists out gargantuan creature, and then it gives a parenthesis all the special abilities of gargantuan creatures, and it doesn't list Feel No Pain.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can argue that in the basic rulebook.
No, well, all the rest of that stuff is in the basic rulebook.
Touche.
So it's one of those things. Maybe they don't want it to have Feel No Pain.
I don't want it to have Feel No Pain. Well, yeah, I mean, come on, man.
I don't want it to have Feel No Pain either, unless I'm using it, and then I'm like, I'm going to come up with a case for Feel No Pain.
Oh my god, man! Like, I was looking at the weapon profiles. It's just like, I got a 7-inch D blast, or I have a 3 apocalyptic barrage 3. Like, so you get like 3 of that crazy
as
thing.
A total package. Let me look at it, and I'm not talking about banning anything. I'm not talking about. I'm just talking about. Let's just examine it for a second. It is less expensive than a Warhound Titan cash wise by a significant margin. Like it's 263 or 250 pounds. The Warhound body is 260 something pounds. That's not even including the arms.
Yeah, you're spending almost another 100 pounds on weapons for the Warhound.
So you get a complete and total ass kicker for your 250 pounds.
Yeah, dude, legit. Like dollar for dollar, legit.
Yeah, but yeah, and I think that's through, and it's not experimental. They didn't put this out as experimental. They knew that people won't buy it, or they'll have less people buy it. They want you to buy this.
Yeah, straight up. Here's the rules.
And I'm cool. I'm cool with people buying it. Some cool people buying it. I'm already coming up with like ideas in my head about how to kill this thing.
Yeah. Yeah. The first thing was like, well, now I got to punch it with hammers and fists. This sucks.
Yeah. My strategy is like, how many Iron Priests do I have to put on this thing to kill
it? Yeah. No joke, man. It's got like a 5-up invuln inside of melee. It's got a 4-up invuln against shooting. Man.
But it looks so cool, man. It looks cool. How can you hate the rules because it looks so cool?
It looks cool. I get it. I love it. It's
I'm telling you right now. I'm on Team Super Tuna. I'm on Team Super Tuna.
Oh, it hurts me to hear that. I used to call you a role model.
How many crew do I need to get this Super Tuna in my army?
Yeah, you could at least need 2 squads.
Yeah. This is a bag of crew. You see it. This is like step 1.
Super bag tuna. Of something.
That's right. It's crew. There's 24 crew in here.
Oh man. Okay. I had a listener blow me up on Twitter, man. He had like, dude, like waves of crew. Like, it looked like 100. He was like, "Hey, Troop, I think you'd appreciate this." I was like, "That's a lot of crew, man. I hate them all." I do like the models.
I don't think the stats are too over the top. I think the guns are really strong, very strong.
It's Tau. You know, the guns are going to be strong. It's got to be strong.
I didn't see a reason to, and the rules are available on the Forge World site. So if you'd like to see them, go to the Forge World site. Maybe I'll try to put a link in the bottom of the video or whatever, but they're there. We're not like talking about rumors or hidden things or whatever. The rules are on the Forge World site. Yeah,
it is legit. My first at a glance, I was like, holy cow. Like I looked at the stat line. I was like 9-10. Are you kidding me? Like, and it's strength 8 too. So, I mean, that's pretty good. And then you got to think too, okay, everybody's like, well, just get in melee. It's a gargantuan creature, guys. It's got stomp.
Yeah, that stomp is
throwing that out there.
Well, I mean, with a bunch of hammer-handed force weapons.
Well, because gargantuan creatures are immune to instant death, I thought.
They take D3 wounds from instant death.
Oh, even better. Okay, yeah. All right, I don't fear it.
You know, so you hammer hand, so you're looking at strength 6. So you're still winning on 6s. What's that?
I'm hitting that thing with halberds. I'm not even going to waste points on hammers.
Well, I mean, hammers would you wound it faster, that's for sure.
Yeah. Well, you know, a hammer-handed halberd's strength 8.
But it doesn't get through its 2+ armor save.
Oh, touche. Yeah, so you do need the hammers. Damn.
Yeah.
Now here I am. Back to square one.
You're thinking about it. You know, and that's kind of one of the things I want to focus on too. Is like when I see stuff like this, I'm never going to have the instinct to, hey, we should just start. We shouldn't allow that. We shouldn't play that. We shouldn't play that in the Atlanta event. We shouldn't do this. It's like I start coming up with ways. How can my army kill it?
Oh yeah, yeah. It does not need to be banned. I know that you know some people they ban the range D and stuff like that, and that's fine. You know that I understand why.
Hey man, when you're making an event and you're putting up the risks for the event, do whatever you want.
Yeah,
like allow whatever you want, disallow whatever you want. I don't care. I'm done like hating on that. Like because I understand it. I understand the mentality. Keep your agendas pure. If I can give any advice out there to a tournament organizer, just keep your agendas pure. Keep it based on fun.
Yeah. So you know, like you were saying, like I saw it and I was like, God, I can't wait to Falcon punch this thing off the table because that's just what I have to do now. Like it's my goal. I'll lose every game against Tau from now on as long as I kill that thing. I'm okay.
Hey, and it's 600 points, so you know it's a lot of their army.
Yeah.
Cody's got a question. He says he's going to the Du Bois GT in about a month. The Du Bois
nice.
are awesome. They are like seriously some of the best people that you were ever encountered in this game. I mean, good-hearted, good people in 40K. They've been around since they've been going to grand tournaments since before any of us had jobs to be able to afford to go to grand tournaments. That's
true
a
story.
long time ago. All right,
there's a lot of history with them. Yeah,
the original, sentinels of this hobby, and their tournament again, nice, very nice. And you're saying, and the guy's asking how we feel about the Highlander format, and I think it's fine.
Yeah, I like it.
And the only reason I think our only beef with the alternate formats in tournaments is that it just simply changes what the top thing is. It doesn't remove the ability to have a top thing. It just changes to what that top thing is.
Yeah, it's a Kansas City shuffle. That's the way I like to describe it to some people. The more you start doing one thing over here, this thing's going to pop up and hit you in the face. So,
but
one
thing I guarantee, you're going to have a good time with that tournament.
Oh yeah, bar none. There's no way you can't.
Yeah, those guys are awesome. Put on a hell of a show every year.
Yeah, they're just so passionate and like they're literally like living legends.
Yeah,
I don't think anybody else is longevity wise has been doing it as long as them that are active right now either.
Nope. Maybe them and Mark Parker, and then I'm like the second class. I would consider them first class, and I'm probably second class.
Yeah, yeah. Much history there. Those good dudes, man. Good dudes.
Yeah,
for sure.
Oh yeah. So Justin P. We said, hey, Kelly K. What's up? Bill, Sal, Troy, Benjamin, BC. Good to see you, man. I'm speaking of BC. I think I'm going to go on Facing the Great Tide this week. Talk about the Warzone and some other things going down with Forge Narrative.
Nice.
Kent, good to see you. Gabriel, Lamont, Cody, Carlos coming in from work. Chandler, I just mentioned saying going on Facing the Great Tide, and Steve, you led in with a quote. So, man, thank you all for joining in. I'm sorry if I missed anybody. I will get to them as they see them pop up in the chat. So, what we have going on this week is some extreme Warzone planning. All that stuff that we talked about will be available for consumption. I will go ahead and say that the tournament format is Battle Forged, 1850, 0-1 Gargantuan Creature, Super Heavy Lord of War, 0-1 Knight Detachment if you did not take any other Super Heavies or Lords of War. Fairly open right there. Fairly open.
Yeah.
Many detachments as you want, or as you can fit in the points.
Yeah, it's that whole thing that we've been talking about, so we don't need to beat that to death anymore. It's still so open that you have the flexibility to create armies that you feel are strong and that you want to play. And I think, to me, honestly, that makes for a better environment too, because everybody's going to be there with a strong list, but it's going to be that list that they want to play, not that list like, I feel like I have to.
Well, there's two different levels, Justin. My theory on how to balance 40K is point limit is one, and then good mission design.
Yep.
So we want, obviously the mathematically superior armies are going to do better in most situations. We seek to minimize that to make things more even across the board through mission design.
Progressive objectives.
I will say that while not all of them have progressive objectives, these missions pass that test. Now I'll give you a little bit of spoiler on here. And this is something that I think we can agree on. We've one of the questions we got at the local RTT was, and I think I may have mentioned this on the show, but it's like, how do we reward close games? Like, how do we make it to where, like, you and I play a game and it came down to the last couple of rolls, but I got a better roll than you did, and so I got 30 points or whatever. Like, I don't mind those type of games. I think that's just fine. I think if we played a game that came down to the last die roll, we still had a good game.
Oh yeah,
a memorable game, but that may not reflect on my score sheet. And so if I'm interested in keeping tight in the scores, then maybe I need to realign what my expectations are. So we've come up with some ways to, and it's just on It's basically on a scale. Did you beat your opponent by 100 points or 50 points? If it's 100 points, you get 30. If it's 15, you get 5, whatever. It's a little bit of a sliding scale, but your opponent gets the remainder of whatever those primary points were that you didn't earn.
Okay.
Essentially,
cool.
essentially the opponent earned them because they did that to you during the game.
Okay. I get it. So like I focused all on X, Y, and Z, but I left A, B, and C there for you. So in theory, your compulsory stuff probably secured that, this and that, like from a narrative standpoint.
Something along the lines of like if their idea was they had to hold the hill. Well, they didn't hold the hill. They only held the summit, or they only held one portion of the hill, and you got everything else. Before the cavalry arrived or whatever, then they get a little credit for.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you get your campaign medal. I like that.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, and that would be built in actually, and that was one of the other things I'd instructed was like theme them around Atlanta. Atlanta is rich in history. People dig that stuff, especially if they're coming from around the South. They dig it, put it in there, make it all look good.
I'm gonna walk away learning something, so I'm pretty excited.
That's how I'm going. That's how I'm motivating meetings. Okay, we have a job to do. I'd like everyone to focus on not sucking.
Yeah, that's how you open it up.
All right, I'm out. I've now given you all the wisdom you need. You don't suck. You over there, stop sucking.
Yeah, Mike's been dropped, ladies. Go.
That's right.
I love it.
I'm slightly kidding. I'm a little.
He's not kidding at all.
But we're gonna have again a painting rubric. We're gonna be able to prize deep. Those guys I mentioned as far as the sponsors, Blood and Skull Industries is going to sponsor again. Those guys.
Nice.
They're the folks that make if you've ever seen a really impressive Baneblade, like on eBay, like you can make tank parts, that kind of stuff. This dude makes it. Blood and Skull Industry makes it. They also have some light kits as well, and just the solidest work. We actually gave away the custom tank he made for our last event, as the top prize for the seasonal in February.
Yeah, Mike Twitchell walked away with that, man. And it was so awesome, and it was lit up by a power played.
No, it was Blood and Skulls LEDs. Yeah.
Oh, those are his.
Yep.
Oh, gee, my bad.
Power Play sponsored that event too. We were able to
I got confused.
Prize out for that kind of stuff. No, but those Blood and Skulls does their own light kits as well, and he lit that up himself.
Okay, well, bravo to Blood and Skulls, because that thing was beautiful, and it was just like Paul turned everything on and he had it sitting on the table, and it was just like, oh my god, like there was like an aura.
It's such an impressive piece of machinery. And now, I will say he cannot do a tank this time. Life is preventing it. Now, nothing drastic or whatever, but he can't put a custom tank, but we might have some other custom things that have not been available for a while from him. And I'm happy to have him be a part of the thing, because again, such a good guy, shares the enthusiasm for this type of event that we do.
Yeah, it's so awesome, man.
Secret Weapon Minis coming in with a little bit of sponsorship too.
Oh my!
And you guys know I swear by Soft Body Black and Cool Gray. Swear by them. And I'll be happy to talk about why they're so good. Like if you were interested in picking kind of adding some new tech to your paint game from somebody who doesn't know how to paint real good but knows how to make a miniature look good, then
I use their stuff on the regular. This one is the metallic iron, and I love this. Like I'll base coat something black, and then I dry brush this over top of it, metal. Love it. I don't waste my time.
I've copied the format of every Air Force meeting he's ever attended.
Nice. Oh, what else we got in here, huh? Oh, hey, so stick around too, guys, because I got a box that I'm going to open up as soon as we have some time for it.
Oh, man, I'm really excited about that. I want to see what's in there. Have you opened it yet?
Yeah. No, I've been waiting.
Okay. All right, cool.
Bin.
We will do that in a couple of minutes, because I'm really excited about it. I want you to show us as soon as you pull something out of there. Yeah, Kelly K, the Super Tuna is going to be something you want. Like it is legal. It's 600 points. It's not even $500, and it's going to get work done on the table.
Yeah, it's versatile. Like, because it's got like that same thing that the Riptides have. Like, oh, do I want my gun to do this or this? Like, that's so cool. And then like Melta everywhere and other things everywhere, and there's like a cod piece that shoots missiles. I don't even know if that's true, but I made that part up.
It does something.
Right? I feel like it does. Yeah. It pisses like Melta.
Yeah, why not?
Got every other gun.
Steve's saying he's going to read Vulcan Lives next. Please tell me that there is a contest at. Well, yeah, that's it for the most Bloodthirsters. I read the second part of the Bloodthirsters, and that's the first part. Vulcan Lives is pretty good. I will, if I can be brutally honest about this, the some of the extent that they push Vulcans to during the novel wears on me a little bit. I feel like they're kind of just trying to beat you over the head with the concept. But if you can get past that, I really enjoyed a lot of the concepts in the book.
You talk about like the love for humanity stuff, or
no?
Like, oh, no. Okay.
No, I don't want to spoil it because you guys might not think the same way I do, and I don't want to put too much out there. I'm just saying that there was a small thing in the book that I didn't care for as much.
Yeah, me too. Vulcan lived. Spoiler.
That's what he does, though.
Yeah, I know. I'm joking. I haven't read that one. I've only read a few. Yes, I have read a few, but I've only read a few, and I really do enjoy them. I do have my preferred authors, though. There's some authors that I need to sit down and like read a little bit more to get used to their style, maybe. I don't know if
Alan Katz asked what's in the box. So let's open up that box.
Right? No patience. You're worse than me. I've been waiting for this for like months. These dudes, okay, so as I'm looking for the stickers to cut, these dudes, check them out. They're on Facebook and all the other areas. Battle Bin. I'll hold it up one more time. Battle Bin. I don't know if it's reversed. If it is, I'm sorry.
It's not. It's fine.
Okay. It's like Ipsy for a nerd. It's what Loot Crate should be, in my opinion. Oh, it's so hard to open. It's like $25-$30. It's a monthly thing. Holy cow, there's a lot in here. And it's I think it's supposed to have like up to certain amounts of like game stuff.
Shut up and show me the stuff in the box.
Shutting up and opening the stuff in the box. Okay, so first thing I grabbed, they're like little mini dudes. Oh, I have no.
We don't have any experience with that.
They're little mini dudes. They look kind of like what's that game, Clash of Clans or something? Like they kind of look like that. It's got a card on there. There was an email that they had sent, so I'm assuming that might be part of something else. This is, I can't tell what it is. Redeem your exclusive.
You're the worst.
I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what these are. I'll figure that out later. I'll take pictures of it. This looks cool though. I'll put it up on the
ladies and gentlemen, we will have some pictures of this open box.
Of this open boxing, yeah. Okay, so Battle Bin, they put out some sweet tech. Those little fancy rubber bands that I can't wear because my arms are too big.
Nope.
This is, ooh, it's a game mat. Pretty nice quality too.
Oh wow! I bet that goes with those little dudes. That looks like a little small dungeon.
Yeah, like a little dungeon crawl, possibly. Yeah, it's Sedition Wars. I don't know if anybody's familiar with that. That's what the email says. I browsed through it briefly, and yeah, this says top secret. You're not allowed to see that. Okay, all right. So I saw somebody else doing an open box. This is something that they put in your very first box, and it's only in your very first box. What it is if you can't decide what you want to play with at first, you use those and draw the cards, and it's like what you play with first.
Oh, that's kind of neat.
Yeah. Founders Edition War Stories of the Game. I don't know what this is. It seems like a card game of some sort. I really don't know what this is, and it's pissing me off. It looks like base inserts, probably. These are the gems that I've been waiting on. I can't remember the name of the company offhand, and I was hoping it was going to say it on here. But they make coins. Like legit coins. And they have all kinds of different sizes.
Oh, that's cool.
Like steampunky stuff. They got like Celtic things.
There was a time in my life when I would have killed for things like that.
Yeah, these are like the dragon fire themed. Real neat, real heavy to them. I don't know if you hear that. It's like legit. Like these are like coins. So those are pretty cool. And we got a box here. Sounds like something else. Some more minis and terrain and counters. Here, I'll pull these out.
Oh, that's our jam, dude.
Yeah. So this, I'm assuming this might be what that mat is for, actually. Yeah, here's some like bunkers and doors and stuff like that. Looking about 28 millimeter. Here's some, if you're familiar with X-Wing, these kinds of things like marker tokens. Comes with some cards. Here's a couple human-sized looking dudes. Let's see if I can tell what kind. Kind of like guardsmen, maybe.
Okay.
I don't know if you. I'll take better pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take better pictures. I don't know. They're cool though. They're demons of some sort.
Demon. Okay, you have me interested with demons.
Yeah. So okay, so there's that, and then the mat, and I'm going out on a limb, and I'm saying that that's what all of this is for, is to play that game. So that's pretty awesome.
That's not a small amount of stuff, man.
Yeah, that looks like that's it for this one. So this is the very first inaugural launch. I just dropped everything. But yeah, man, Battle Bin.
You'll get better at this. You'll get better.
Yeah, one of these days, you know. Battle Bin. Yeah, no, it just look them up neat. Though. It's gonna have like the what are they called? TCGs, right? Magic TCGs.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's gonna have like stuff like that. They do have a lot of like Magic stuff right now. If you go on their website, you can check it out. They had some pretty neat boxes and stuff like that at the pre-launch. But that's their focus. It's going to be like card games, board games, miniature games. And every month it's going to be themed. So, I mean, I can't like really dig in and figure out what the theme is here, but there's going to be a theme to it. And that's every month they kick it out to you. Very reasonable, I think. I want to say it's $30 plus shipping. I'm not sure.
It's worth checking out, I think.
Yeah, check them out. Battle Bin.
So the next tournament that I'm going to, and actually registered, 100% registered, I know I've been saying I'm going to the Redstone Rumble.
Yeah.
That is in Alabama, October 3rd, 3rd and 4th, or something like that.
Sounds about right. I know it's early in October.
It's the first weekend in October.
Yeah.
Finally got my list worked out and submitted. And it's like so bad for their environment. Their environment, there's a mission where you get a kill point for every character you kill.
Oh, wow.
And 3 points for every independent character you kill.
Jeez. So well, that's what your list is built for.
I know. That's going to be an uphill battle, though, as I start losing Frenzian Wolves.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Now,
you're going to be giving them up.
Yeah, if I can compensate for the Frenzian Wolves, and I will, because I'll have some very tough people in front of them. You just kind of, in those situations, you just kind of sub out who does your tanking for you.
Yeah. And so you're bringing the Wolf Angel Wing list, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, awesome. Or the Fluff Killers. People freaking out.
That's probably good. Yeah. I'm gonna put it out though. I'm gonna have people like my Samael is gonna battle, Wolf Priest Jorge, and see who wins before the game even starts. And then they're going to hug it out, and they're going to be ready to do work on the tabletop.
Yeah, and honestly, that actually does fit with the fluff. I mean, a lot of people, they get so angry about it, but like they do this battle not as like a malice. I mean, there's a little malice there, but it's like more competitive malice.
Rivalry. It's so much flavor in all these chapters. Now, look. Let's just say if they didn't have these rules, I wouldn't be doing this. But I mean, I don't have any particular affection for the Dark Angels. Also, I'm getting it though as I read more novels. The more recent novels, I'm starting to really, really appreciate the Dark Angels.
They're fun,
but they've always kind of been, the bastard child of the rest of the Marine chapters that didn't get any love. They had just crappy rules. Now they found a way to make them exciting to play, and I want to play with them.
When I first started, like Dark Angels really struck a chord with me just because of they're aesthetically appealing. But like you were saying, man, when you get into that deeper into that lore and stuff like that, you're gonna start seeing some really cool things. And then some of the stuff that they can do on the tabletop now with this new codex, you're kind of, it's a disservice to yourself if you don't try to fit them into a list in some form or fashion.
Yes, Samuel, a lot of rules.
Yeah, and he's so cheap, like 2 flat, 205, something like that.
Yeah, so yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I mean, come on, man, Eternal Warrior, and he's got the last freaking bike on the.
He has Scout.
Yeah, well,
and hit and run.
And hit and run. So he's a white scar.
Then I have a banner that allows me to automatically pass a hit and run. That's the only reason. Let me call my shot. The only reason I lose games is when I fail hit and run. That's not true, by the way.
Yeah.
There's plenty of reasons why I lose games, but that's one of the reasons.
No, that's when you could take, like, that's how I build my list. If you could take dice out of the equation for gaining USRs, I like that, and that's what that banner does. I like it. That's why I don't do psychic lists. If I have to rely on random and then random again, I don't like that. I'm not that confident in my skill. Yeah. That's just me, though. That's why Dante is my heat.
Those guys are using the ITC FAC and Army Comp rules.
Yeah.
So things are different. So invisibility is not quite what it is in the main rule book, and some other things. The rerollables aren't quite what they are in the main rule book. But I think all that's fine. With tournaments like this, as long as everyone's playing on the same page, then that's fine. Who cares?
Well, from my experience, the Red Sun Rumble has always been one of those events that's been that real sociable kind of an event. It is a competitive GT, and it's year after year it's done well considering where it's at. Like, it's kind of,
I think those guys are cool.
One of those,
they're very cool folks.
Spots.
Yeah, and
good dudes.
Other events too. I'm hoping to get some of them out at the Warzone.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's one of those things where you go down that weekend and you're probably going to get smashed, and you're probably going to have a great time, and you're going to leave wanting to go back. That's what I've commonly heard.
All right. So let's talk about Scarbrand for a second. Gabriel's coming in saying he hopes that Scarbrand wrecks the Super Tuna, or can wreck the Super Tuna. Now, how you going to pay $135 for a bloodthirster that ain't got no wings?
Yeah, his stat line was the same too, from what I heard. I didn't physically see it, but
I'm kidding, of course. And of course, the price point has to match the gravity of the model, not the wings. Just being funny.
It's a good looking model. I mean, you can't.
I mean, it is a good looking model. Yeah, I can't believe people are already coming out and hating on it. Like, it's a good looking model.
Yeah, like, imagine what Skull Taker is going to look like when they redo him eventually.
Something from the 80s. I mean, I don't know that we need another bloodthirster. Like, what?
No.
Yeah, I just don't know. I don't know that.
When they released the bloodthirster and gave like the different versions of it, that was enough. Leave it. Yeah. Like, we don't need named ones. Like, leave that alone, man. The thing is brutal.
Well, Scarbrain is cool, and his story is cool.
He's got a good story. I agree. Is he one of those models that was able to be used in the Age of Sigmar as well?
I would imagine that he did, because he was used in the Demon Codex too, or the Demon Army book.
Yeah, the fantasy, whatever it is now.
But I would expect him. I don't know that he got a
War Scroll, I believe.
A War Scroll. You chat and I'll check.
Yeah, because so. For the people that aren't familiar, Scarbrand used to be like Khorne's like favored son. He was wrecking shop left and right. Yes, guys, I know a little bit about fluff. So one day he got a wild hair up his butt, and he's like, you know what? I'm better than you. And Khorne basically went sanguineous on him because he's a bloodthirster and he got his butt whooped.
Okay, here what is. He was not. You were supposed to substitute Scarbrand for a Wrath of Khorne bloodthirster.
Okay. Crazy.
So Kugath, the Plague Father, Skull Taker, and Skull Takers on a Juggernaut are walking. and then Herald on a pack one and Nurgle, you're supposed to substitute those for other models. And Scarbrand is one of those ones that did not get his own War Scroll. Supposedly, now I heard this on Bowls today, that he'll get new 40K rules in addition to the fantasy rules.
Nice. Yeah, I don't know where I saw the source, and I don't know who said it or whatnot, but I heard that his stat line was the same as what it was in like the Khorne Demonkin or whatever. I can't confirm that.
Not in Khorne Demonkin.
See, even better. So that's been unconfirmed of the confirmation. So whoever was posting that on Facebook, you're wrong.
Well, that's one of the things that people have been at is like, is he going to be available for Khorne Demonkin? Look, of course he is.
He has to be.
Every time they're going to come out with a Khorne Demon, it's going to be able to be taken in Khorne Demonkin. Like, that's not even a question.
Even though he is the bastard son of Khorne now.
Yeah. Well, I think even in the Demonkin book, they talk about how some people have devoted themselves to him.
Yeah, dude, like he was legit. Like he was on the rampage, wrecking face left and right. Like dude was something fierce. And then Khorne said, "Look, Daddy is not liking what you're saying right now," and laid the smackdown on him. And that's why his wings are broken.
Yeah. Khorne, or he struck Khorne and supposedly the only being to ever dent his or scratch his armor.
Yeah.
And then he got thrown through space and time.
Yeah. Punted.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a cool story. He's definitely he's been a big name for a long time. So it's nice that he's finally got a model that's worth it too. Because
I don't mind the model. Everyone's like, why is he holding the axes that way? Who cares?
He's a freaking bloodthirster. He can hold them on his pinkies if he
what I like about the way he's positioned is that he seems to be like he will travel better than any of the other bloodthirsters.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Because those things they're kind of everywhere. So yeah, that's a good point. Didn't think about that. I like the pose, honestly. I think he's got a very powerful, imposing kind of a stance to him. So I don't know what people are complaining about.
Gabriel's saying that I should convince the frontline guys to allow unlimited detachments. Yes, that is what I'm trying to do.
Well, okay. To defend Reese, he's actually not. He understands the concept of why we need to limit some detachments, but he doesn't like it as strict as it is. But he opens it up for the players to vote on, to make his decisions. So, honestly, it's the players that you need to convince, not frontline.
I think that has a big thing to do about it, the actual vote. I think that as more events like Warzone Atlanta occur, where people walk away with a good time, where but I'm not saying we're not limited to things. We're limited to things in a different way, but less. I think points and mission design, keep them, because that was one of the things people asked too. Like, why don't you make it 2,000? And I said, let me just tell you, unlimited everything at 2,000 points. There's things that sneak in that you can't necessarily account for, and you get void shield generators in armies that maybe shouldn't have a void shield generator, or you get sky shield, you get lynxes on sky shields, and in an 1850, it's a lot harder to make that happen.
Yeah, there's dirty combos that present itself. 150 points don't sound like a lot, but if you think of 150 points like, oh well, I'm just going to add this squad, you're playing the game wrong, and you're mid-score.
Yeah. To your point, let me get in there and say, if your ideal army is like, I've got my 1850 army, and a 2,000 point tournament comes up and says, let me just put in 150 points. Let me put in an attack squad and a rhino, or let me just throw in a couple of land speeders or whatever. You are effing up. In the kindest way possible, is that you're not making the decisions you need to make an efficient 2,000 point army. Yeah. You're making a Grady 1850 with 150 points of fat. Like, what's the percentage on that? You're making an army with 7% fat.
Yeah.
Or whatever, where you don't have to it doesn't have to be that way.
Yeah, it's one of those things where when you start thinking about like 1850 and Death Stars, like how big is an 1850 Death Star? Leave Super Friends out because that one's kind of special, but you can't really throw so many things into it. But then think about now I have to take X, Y, and Z for my compulsory options, and now I have 1,750 points to play with still? Get out of here, dude. That Death Star is
I want to give a +1 to instinctual math. I just had to do the numbers real quick because the internet's cruel to you. I didn't want to throw out a percentage. 7.5% fat.
Oh, that's what I wanted to say, but I didn't want to sound stupid.
Yeah.
So I wanted to say I think it's 7.5. Damn it.
Yeah.
I'm not good at math, guys. I fail accounting.
Well, I mean,
terrible.
This is the kind of things we're talking about efficiency and whatever, just being able to. Yeah. It's all instinct. Your first gut is probably the case, is what the answer. But what I got, don't want to go too far on that. Anyway, you build an army as a whole picture as to what you've got available to you, and just don't slot things in. So I think 1850 is the least and most we probably need to be running 7th edition tournaments. Yeah, like what we call really, really super competitive tournaments.
Yeah, I love 1850 because it gives you a little bit more leeway. When I play 1750 games, when I'm building my 1750 lists, it is so much harder to really hammer down like what I'm going to do in this unit. That extra 100 points and then rethinking the entire point scale at that point, it just opens up more for you as a player. It's giving you more toys, it's giving you more fun, and it's making varieties of things that you're going to see a little bit more deep too, which is part of the experience in a GT.
Yeah, and let me also, as we're kind of in the vein of what we're going, if you just add more war gear onto your units to make up for those points, you could also do straight up. I mean, I'm not saying it's never the right decision, but you're approaching it from a way, not how the pros do it.
Yeah. If you have 15 points left, okay, 3 melta bombs might be the answer.
I hope it's the answer because that's what I do with it right now.
Yeah. If you have 120 points left, however many melta bombs that is not the answer.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, let's also think about it this way. Is 3 melta bombs the answer? Is a power axe or whatever on somebody the answer?
Yeah.
These are the things you just have to kind of, when you're dealing with 20 points difference, whatever, you think about it, you look around, but just going from 1500 to 1750 to 1850 to 2000, build the army from scratch each time. If you're if you're trying to be very, very competitive.
Yeah, I agree, man. Because you won't see my favorite word, synergy. You won't see the synergy work properly. So you have to structure it from the floor up.
There you go. So if I'm using, back to the original question or point or whatever, I'm going to be using Dark Angels, Space Wolves, and Space Marines.
Was that a tangent that we went on there?
And basically just saying, look, either you're going to kill this before it gets there or you're not.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, it's so strong. USRs. I love it. USRs are the coolest thing in the world.
I built my buddies list. Alan, he came over last night.
Yep.
No, it might have been Saturday night. And he's like, I don't know what I'm going to play for this tournament. I'm like, okay, let's figure it out.
Let me tell you what you're going to play, Alan.
He wants to play Ultramarines. So no, I don't do that. That's not the way I build lists for folks. I mean, I know you were kidding or whatever. Well, like, what do you want to play with? Well, I like playing with those Terminators. I like playing with Tigurius. I like being Ultramarines. Okay, cool. Let's build you a list. So what we did was we built a list with 10 Terminators with Thunderhammer Storm Shields.
Good.
A Chapter Master with Artificer Armor and a Thunderhammer and a Storm Shield. Couple of scout units and Landspeeder Storms as the troops.
Nice.
Took Librarius Conclave.
Doesn't suck.
With Tigurius.
Ooh.
To walk in the Terminator squad.
Okay, I see what you did there.
We also took a Centurion squad too.
In a pod?
Then we went over to Flesh Terror Strike Force.
That old dirty.
Picked up a priest.
Naturally.
A pod, and Dante.
Not naturally.
Yeah. So what he's done, he's got enough stuff to make 2 Death Stars on the table.
I agree. That's my style. I love it.
So he's got Centurions that he could put. I mean, he can put Dante in them. He could put the Chapter Master in them. He could have Dante running point on the Terminator squad. Dante getting bumped up by those psychic stuff from the.
Yeah. See, okay, so this is so far from my dual star that I like to play. But like I'm thinking about it in my head, and I really like this. Like when you had texted it to me earlier, I was like, "Holy cow!" And then you were like, "Oh, by the way, Centurions in a pod." And I was like, "Like this, that is a strong list that's going to catch people slipping because it's got like what answer does it not have?"
He says, "What do I do if I go first?" I was like, "Well, you pick the objective if it's an in the game objective, and you land the Centurions right on it."
Mm-hmm.
And so with the Centurions, whatever super characters in there with them, they just hold out for as long as they can until your Terminators walk over there. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, oh my, that's a very versatile unit. And what's to say in that Librarian Conclave, you don't get gate.
Yeah.
Yeah. And let me pick up this big block of I'm going to kill you, and I'm going to set it right here. Like there's so many possibilities with that.
Around with that's so dangerous, but yes, we discussed a lot of those possibilities. I think he's going to have a good time playing it.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. I love it.
Like in the mission where you have to kill a bunch of character models, he can surround them with the Terminators and the other characters. I'm sorry, the other like super characters like Chapter Master and Dante.
Yeah, start sucking us some wounds and passing them around and stuff. Like, oh man, that's a good list, man. I think
it is. I think it's going to be fun.
And it keeps to the theme that he likes too. Like Alan loves to just like get down in the trenches and just beat face. So that's going to do that. That list is going to do it. So I like it.
I think he's going to have fun playing it. We're going to try at least get a test game in. Time's running short, but hotel reservations are made. We've already, got the red tickets bought. We're there.
Yeah. Oh man, dude, that's so awesome.
Right after that, super back to prep for Warzone Atlanta.
Yeah, get yourself a little break there. That's going to be fun though, being able to get out there into the GT scene a little bit more too, because I know you've been itching. You don't get to go to too many.
Traveling, a couple of tournaments have been around when I've had to travel for work. But anyway, I'm not going to let that hold me back. So, and I want to get out to the LVO because that's coming up in February. I know the 40K tickets are sold out. They hopefully want to try to expand the event. I've got no numbers on that as far as like what they want to expand it to. But if I can, I have trouble traveling in Q1 of the year. That's it.
Yeah, that's a tough time too, because it's like it's Super Bowl weekend, so so the really devoted to the ITC, that was like the first thing out of their mind. Like, I don't care that it's Super Bowl weekend. And I love what Reese and them are doing, man. Like, that's so awesome that they've created such a hype about what they've created in the Las Vegas Open. And dude, a couple of years ago, they used to run the BAO out of this like unair conditioned, stanky, really cramped area, and look what they've grown to just because of hard work, determination, and listening to the community. Yeah, and that's that's one of those things that I really like to see somebody being that champion. We try to be that champion as well. We don't do this for a living. They do. They have the means to dedicate that their passion to their livelihood, and they're doing so awesome, man. Doing great. I love those dudes. Love those dudes.
Justin's asking what we think the top list at Warzone is going to be. Is a War Convocation going to do it? War Convocation is tough. War Convocation gets free war gear and is tough. But I don't think it's going to win the event.
No, I think Demons are going to win it. There's so many really, really talented players that play Demons that are in this area that we know are going. I just can't see them not making that run. And it's like a list of like 8 dudes that I think can realistically win this. And like, I want to say 4 of them play Demons. So I'm just using math.
Yep. I'm going to say Super Friends will win the event.
Wow. Bold statement, Cotton.
Well, I know that I would wreck any of the lists we just talked about.
This is true. You're not playing though.
Well, no, yeah, I'm not playing. I just know somebody else could take it and do. I put 3 stalkers in my list, by the way. I put 3 stalkers in my Super Friends list.
That don't suck.
Yeah, it's
especially with that new rule. So I like it. Yeah, it's cheap. What, $225? That's not bad at all.
Yeah, putting out that many shots. in the air, or just trying to get lucky on the ground.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm so mad that they changed that. Still,
I've been for my Eldar list. I've been considering putting in a unit of 3 Warwalkers with with Eldar missile launchers, only to kill the Colexus assassin.
So that thing pissed you off that bad?
It's not okay. It's not that it pissed me off. It's like, okay, how do I deal with it in a way? Because without that, the army
it's a force multiplier.
Had no prayer. Yeah. It just had no prayer of I rolled all the right powers. It was a mission that was easy to lock up. The mission was Relic. I mean, that's just it. The mission was Relic. Out of squad, the guys sit there forever and just turn off the Relic, unless this dude turns off my powers. And so, just with that in mind, Warwalkers don't suck on their own. I mean, okay, I shouldn't say they do suck. They're 2 hull points. They're 90 points or whatever, and they do. They have the possibility of really, really sucking. But they have long range, and now the Eldar missiles come with all 3 types of fire.
The weapon profiles.
They've got the blast, they've got the Skyfire, and they've got the single shot.
Yeah, that's the versatility, man. Like that fits in.
So
and
the
then
math,
they outflank.
They do. They can outflank. They have scout. So the math on firing 6 guided missiles at a target that only needs 2s to wound, and he only has to fail 1 save before he goes away.
Yeah.
You're getting 2 hits, 2 wounds, and then he could have a 3+, could have a 2+, but just a couple of rounds, and with the 60-inch range, you've got a couple of rounds.
Yeah, you can just pound him down. Yeah, I like that.
So if I can just snipe him out, early, a little bit of luck early. Like maybe you cast something on him that unit that makes it to where the dude doesn't get cover saves, and it's only an invulnerable saves, and it's only the first volley hit kills it.
Yeah, that's true because 4 up is pretty easy to get through.
When you only
I'm so aggressive with when I use my assassins, and like a lot of times I always die. Now, I don't really think I know how I'm playing them for real though, but it's just like, oh man, like he's really that soft. Like you're looking at him, you're like, oh man, like Eternal Warrior on 4 up invul. It's 4 up, man. You're gonna fail half of them.
He's a
Remember that.
Don't be wrong. He is a truck.
No, they do work. I
think it does work. Yeah. Anyway, I'm bored now with tactics, and that's more of a podcast thing, and I apologize. But I'm just thinking of things to include to be meta breakers in your list. And a unit of Warwalkers with those missiles. If you've already got Warwalkers, get the missile launchers on eBay for cheap. And it's an easy swap out. All weapons on Warwalkers are an easy swap out.
Yeah, they're just right up on the shoulders. Right.
Well, they sit in a cradle, and they're separate pieces.
Yeah, it's not a shoulder. But
you can pop out and then put them in whatever that cradle is.
Oh, that's pretty neat, man. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hate to admit it. I was digging through the Eldar book the other day, and I was like, why am I not playing freaking Eldar, man? Like it's got some good stuff in there. Very fun.
Eldar are fun. We talked about this, but Eldar are one of those codices that you can make an army out of whatever you just like in the book.
Yeah. Yeah, because I was like, oh my God, Swooping Hawks, that just like airborne infantry. Like that's what I'm thinking in my mind. I was like,
I want every army to be that way. I think Marines are that way too.
Yeah, very versatile. Very, not too many units that you shouldn't take. So
I think that's when I say things like that's great codex design, I mean that. That's great. I'm not saying everything in there is awesome or that we couldn't have done a little better with some of the stats on something or whatever, but that's good codex design where everything in there I can make a case for taking almost everything in there.
Yeah, I agree. And Eldar is one of those armies too, like the point efficiency thing behind them it's phenomenal. So
no argument there.
Yeah, so that's that comboed with the fun and everything about it. They even look cool, like elves in space. Come on, you know what I mean? Like that's a fun army and I understand why so many people do play it. Like outside of the competitiveness of it too, like it's just It's an awesome looking army.
Well, guys,
I enjoy
we made it to 11 o'clock. It's the end of the hour.
Did we? Wow, that went quick.
Yeah, man. We will get some pictures of that Battle Bin stuff up on the Facebook page.
My epic unboxing.
Justin's first unboxing. Y'all give him, cut him some slack.
Right? Pop my cherry, guys. I don't think I should have said that.
Hey, thank y'all very much for tuning in to us tonight. Justin, thank you for spending the time with me tonight.
Oh,
it's been cool.
As always.
I really have talking about all this tournament stuff we got coming up and getting some ideas from other people. I'm stealing that Night Titan Bash.
Oh, the joust.
Yeah. Anyway, keep your eyes peeled to warzoneatlanta.com for more things. This Wednesday, we will talk about the missions during the recording of the show. You guys will hear it a couple of days later, but it should be published by Thursday, Friday at the latest, the missions. The format's out there right now. If you have any questions about the format, please hit us up with questions. I spent a good solid portion of my day-to-day answering emails coming into the Warzone Atlanta email address. I'm happy to do it. Good. Happy to do it. I want to take, if you have any concerns or any reservations, I want them out of your mind, and I want to help put some good stuff in there.
Yeah. I'm so excited, man. And I hope to see everybody that can make it out there. It's going to be a blast. It really is. If you
come to this event, you're going to have a good time. If you come to the event, I just want to make sure that is well known. You will have a good time. I don't care if you lose. I don't care if you lose every game. I don't care if somebody like me makes a bad call in every single one of your games. I will still make sure you have a good time at the event.
You are not leaving that event unhappy.
Yep, that's true.
That's for sure. Or you're not leaving that event, and that's from me.
Wait, we have ways to accomplish many goals.
Right, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What does this mean? Why do I do this?
Yeah,
that's from Guardians of the Galaxy. Come on.
I don't know.
Good night, everybody. Thank y'all.